upload the recording. That's one instance. So let's just see. So to do that, we have to go into this particular instance screen to export the users from the system. That I want to be able to do is if it's a single point on screen and I will go to my instance.
Marvin, what is the agenda for today?
To see how to export the user data from the business system, and I'll show connectors also, but then I want to reset to the server access in which I do not have today. Client access data is the password. I have working with the client now, so I'm not sure if you have changed the password of the effective server. Okay. You have access to it. So, what we'll do first, I'll just navigate to my instance. We'll see first how to export the user data from the business system and then upload that into our SMS server and then go back to our LMS system and then schedule the job to the user. That's how we actually upload the files. So I wanted to navigate to the server screen just to show how to export the user data.
Madhu, first from business system we will export the data, right? And
first, if already business system has users in it. In Employee Central, they will be using users, right? In the system, they would have uploaded, they would have done all their hiring action, whatever it is. So they will have users.
Can you put it down in a notepad? So that you know.
I know. What we are asking.
Yeah. What is the first step? What is the next thing? First, we download it from the web.
First we download. First step is we download user data from the web. Then we upload to SFTP server. Then we run user connector in the LMS. One is successful, then after by session in the start. I don't know how to do it, but then we will have the data exactly. We cannot upload it because the SFTP server is totally different of the client. So, first thing is from this agent screen, we will navigate into one user. So, under the Appian Center, directly navigate to Manage Employee and select Employee Export. After selecting Employee Export, if you see here, if you want to just export the template alone, then you have to select this part. If you want to export the user from the system, like this file, export user file. Now, the data that I had already shown earlier, the user data file which we had downloaded, once we export them, this is what is the file that we will get into. This particular file. We will be able to download all this list of the employees. The part we will exploring the job, right? We will be running the job, connector job will be running. So before even we can run the job, we will be providing all the SFTP details into our processing as well as an LMS.
ఈ లింక్ అక్కడ ఇస్తాం కదా.
Correct. We will be telling now. I'll log out from the screen.
అంటే మనము ఇక్కడ URL ఇస్తాం, లాగౌట్ URL, లాగిన్ URL. సో there will be this also, right?
Similarly, we should also tell the system what our SFTP URL is, what is our basically what is our user ID and password. This details also we will be giving. Only then it will be able to fetch the data from our SFTP server. Just LMS system, when we actually run a connector job, it will be able to pull the data from the server alone. Now, this is our username and the password. These two also will be provided by the SuccessFactors team. We will give our link to the SFTP server as well as our user ID and password. This is our tenant ID. There is something called tenant ID. This also SuccessFactors team will provide. Once they get a client, based on their client's name, they provide a tenant ID. So that tenant ID is a must to provide so that even we have to give the same tenant ID in our external connector external endpoint. So we will be giving our user ID and password into our SFTP server and we will log in. So once we log in, we will be getting into this particular screen that we have seen earlier. And whatever Excel file or CSV file or Notepad file that we have downloaded, we will be uploading that to our SFTP server. So here if you see, we have so many folders. We will be, we can check whether it is incoming or outgoing where we want to actually upload those folders. So we have to just select upload, click on upload, and then
how do you differentiate it as a test and production environment?
The user ID will be different.
Okay. And when you are saying about incoming outgoing, is that where I store the data, how I am retrieving the data? What is this incoming outgoing?
I will go in detail what both means. I'll take my other folders, what each and every folder means. There is something, the post also, which will be available in download. That also there is a folder. Currently, if we want to upload the
we will not have any landscape, right? But we will have two systems, a test system and production system in the SuccessFactors, right? And we differentiate it by the ID, like sales demo is like test demo system. Like that, test system will be different ID and production will be
actually, when we log in, right, when we log into a link, that is a URL, say, in the link itself, we will be able to know the URL that we are giving, whether that is a production system or a test system. Here, right, say example, SFTP server, the link is the same for both the system and production system. But only the login credentials will differ. SuccessFactors themselves will give two different user name itself for the system and production system. We should be able to understand. They will tell that this particular user ID is for the system and the other user ID for production system. Similarly, the link that we are going to see here, this is the demo system. So when we get into the actual client system, we will be able to know by some URL. Here if you see there is something called admin. If it is a test system, there will be something called admin. If it is a production system, it will be written as admin. So with the help of the URL itself, we will be able to know whether that is a production system or a test system, and also our username and password also will be different for both the systems. We'll be able to get into admin D and admin T. If you by mistake also, if you give admin T, this is our URL. Say we have got into the production system URL, but once we log in, the screen will look the same, and we will give our development system admin D and log in with our user ID and password, it will not accept. So we will have two different URLs. This is for client purpose. Because it is a demo system, we will not be able to identify. Otherwise, with the help of URL itself, we will be able to identify whether it is a demo system or a production.
Madhvi? Is this SFTP server relevant to all the modules, or is it only a module that we need to write
for one module? So once we select browse and upload, that particular document will be available in our file. This particular file wherever we upload it. Then what happens in our LMS system, when we go to connectors, and if you see here, when we navigate to system admin and connectors, whatever connectors you are able to see here is all available for all these entities. Say, domain connector, item connector, position connector. We want to upload many positions. If you want to upload users, if you want to upload a domain, the company is so large that we want to create around 50 to 100 domains, then we can use domain connectors. Similarly, whatever you can see under the drop down of connectors, these are all the connectors that we will be using in LMS system. So now coming back to users, you can see there are three different user connectors. If you see user connect. Hello? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Nobody is able to hear me, is it?
Yeah, for 2-3 minutes we couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. So, now you are able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, I'll come again. Now that everybody is able to hear me, I'll tell again. So, once we navigate to system admin and we navigate to connector, whatever we are able to see here under the drop down is all the connector available in LMS system. So, if we want to upload any job code, any multiple job codes, and if the client is too huge and if they want to have many domains in the system, they want to have around 50 to 100 domains in the system, then they can use domain connectors, curriculum connectors. So these are all the connectors that is available in LMS system. So if you see the user connector, there are 3 different user connectors. Say, this particular user connector, what you're seeing here is, there is a implementation happening only for LMS module and not for any other module, standalone LMS system. Then we will be using, if we want to upload user data, then we will be using user connector. If you see, there is something called user connector SF. If we have employee central also in the system, if we are given this employee central and we have business system, and if we want to upload user data from business system to LMS system, then we will be using user connector -SF. This particular user connector federal is related to US country. So that is why there are 3 different user connectors. Now, if we are into employee central module and we want to download the data from our business system and upload it to our SFTP server and use the connector, then we will be running user connector SF. This particular.
Madhuri?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, Madhuri. When LMS is a standalone system, we don't need connector, right?
Now, you don't need connectors. There are users in the system. There are 1,000 users, 2,000 US. You cannot manually create each and every user, na? You want to upload users, no? That is why you have user connector. You want to upload your data. You don't want to create each and every user. So how you are going to create each and every user? You should navigate to users and click on add new. Click on add new and start creating your own user. Basically giving his first name, last name, his employee number, and his address, what organization he belongs to, what is his job code, who is the supervisor, each and every detail you should keep giving. What is the hire date, what is his address, his employment information, his supervisor information, organization information, personal details, and his name details. So all these you will be giving for a user. So if it is if only LMS is going to be implemented for a client, you cannot start creating users for all 1,000 users or 2,000 users. Only 1 or 2 for testing purpose you will be creating. But otherwise, you want to upload your CSV file into the system. Correct? You don't want to create each and every user as a system. So you will use the same template. Template will remain the same. Actually, in that case also, it will be through SFTP or how? It will be through SFTP only. And how do you find the difference, like it is from SF or it is from the standalone system, the data is? See, if we want to upload any data to our LMS system, we will be using SFTP details only, SFTP connector details only. Yes. Correct. Now, we cannot upload any, see, I do not have an option to upload any file here. In LMS system, we do not have option anywhere. Just browse and upload the data and it is saved. It is not possible. That is the reason we are having something called SFTP server. We are giving our server SFTP server details to the system and we are uploading that CSV file into our SFTP server and we are running this job in connectors in the LMS system. That is how it is pulling the data from SFTP server and it is saving in our LMS system. The only thing what we are going to do here is under the connectors, if we do not have business system, we we know that when we get into a client, we know what module we are going to implement, whether we are going to implement only LMS or they have defect also. By knowing that, only then we will be selecting what connectors we like to. If we know that employee central module itself is not there, we will not be using user connector SF. We will just, if we do not have defects, then we will be using user connector, the standard user connector. If we have defects, then we will be using the user connector SF. So, anywhere do we have difference in SFTP for this two systems? Like this file is only for standalone system, this file is for... it's standard. The SuccessFactors tells in a document, it is documented that user connector is standard, user connector SF is for defect and LMS system, whereas we are getting the data from defect system and downloading and uploading it to our LMS system, and user connector federal is used for the country US. So this is what is being told by SuccessFactors. It is not that we are identifying it. And the connector, first one user connector is standard user connector. User connector SF is from defect system that we are downloading it. We know when we implement for a client, I have defects also, that is, I have employee central also. Then automatically when I want to upload user data, I will directly go to user connector SF and then I will run the job here.
Connector means it is connecting, is it like this, it is connecting the SFTP server with LMS?
You want to know the meaning of connectors, is it?
Yeah, like what is the use of connector? Second thing, this connector, if it is connecting between two systems, like LMS and SFTP, then is that what it is?
Yeah, it's what it is. We are connecting the data from different servers as well as from different systems. It is a totally different environment. Defect is a different environment, LMS is a different environment again, and SFTP server is also a different environment because the provision is not there to upload any data into our LMS system. There is a separate connector which is being set in LMS system so that they will be able to pull the data from SFTP server. That is why they have named it as connector.
Okay, so from just to understand, from EC we download the CSV file.
First thing what I did was I went to my employee central, that is the EC system, admin center, and I want to export the file. I have exported the file. I have my file here. This is your file here. You can go and cross check how many people are there in your company, and you can see you have a file of 1,213 or 1,212 employees. So you can cross check your data. You have seen all your fields, everything. So now that you have seen, you will be copying this entire data into our notepad file, and then you will be saving that. Correct? Once you save that, you will be going to our SFTP server and you will be uploading your file, the CSV file here, that is the notepad file. Once you upload it, you will go back to LMS system and then go to user connector SF and then run the job here. If you see here, you will be running the job. What you're doing, you're going to give your time and then you select and apply changes. You will just schedule this process and whatever time that you are in, it is showing as headset and MS, that is hour and minute. So now what I am going to do, my time is 10:23. What I have done, I have downloaded, I have my CSV file, I have saved it in Notepad, it is in my desktop. I will go to my SFTP server and I will upload that data from my desktop, and if you go into incoming file, you will be able to see my, this particular SFTP server. What happens is, every 5 minutes it will get logged out if at all I am not working into this server. So if there is no activity done in that SAP system for quite some time, more than 5 minutes, then automatically it will get logged off. You have to again log in. So make sure when you are actually working in the environment, so you have to actually cross-check with the data, whatever you have uploaded is there or not.
So that particular flag file, we put it in the input folder of SAP, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, SAP. You can, if it is getting logged off, you can always log in, cross-check whether your data is available, and only then go ahead and run your job under your LMS system. Before even you can run, schedule this, doesn't matter, that nothing wrong is going to happen. Only thing is when you run the job, you will not be able to pick the data. So always, before even you can run the job, just cross-check that you have uploaded the file properly, and you want to log into incoming, and let me open this folder and see if the data is available. If you can see here, there is something, this is a user data file. Okay, so this is a TXT file, a notepad file. We will be converting this Excel sheet into a notepad file, and we will be uploading that. So when you log into that particular SFTP server and when you go into the folder, incoming folder, you can see that there is a data. So you can just cross-check whether this data is available, and from LMS system, you will just select this, schedule this process, and then you will give your time. Now that I am in, my time is 10:26, what I'll do is I will enter here as 10:27, just 1 minute, or 10:28, and then you will click on apply changes. What happens is, here if you see, you will see getting a data. Here you will be getting a message here, running, pending, successful, and all that. You will be getting a message here. So once you get a message that it is successful, then you will be able to know that once you get into the message successful, go and click on new result. So here if you see, we will be able to get the data this way. That is okay and success. How many of them? If you see, you know that there was a file which had 1,112 records, and how many were exceptions? It will say 502. Exception 12. That means 290 odd records were successfully uploaded, only 12 were exceptions. And what is the exception? We can also go and view our log. And if you go and see the log, it will give some description details. We will know what is the problem. Like if we go to this particular screen, it will tell which row, which column has a problem. So by looking at the description, we will be able to know if at all the user data or the user ID was not proper, or the status, or anything which it is improper, it will not be able to upload it. So we can always go and cross-check the data by looking at the log. Even if we do not want to see, if we do not get sufficient data by seeing our log, we can also go and click on view errors. Here also you will be able to get a log with the help of PDF. If you see here also you will be getting a log. It will give in the description some XML sort of a log you will be getting. But mostly if you look at the log from view results and viewing this log, then you will be able to understand what sort of a message under which row everything in detail is in this. And you will be able to get that in a PDF format.
If we have errors, we have to again curricula and upload the entire file, or is it like we will be Hello. Madhuri, I was not able to hear you for quite some time. You were able to hear me? Like I was asking you some questions. Hello?
Yeah. Everybody is able to hear me, no?
I don't know, Madhuri. They are not even responding. I'm not sure.
No, Madhuri. I'm going to contact 3 minutes if you couldn't hear you. If you there, you'll not tell me. Because Priyanka was asking something, so that time we got. I couldn't hear her voice also. Okay.
Yes, I was asking Madhuri that we will be, once we see the errors, we will be only uploading the error data or we will be uploading the entire file again?
Yeah, what I was telling was, we don't have to upload we don't have to make any changes to our CSV file. Whatever file we are in, we can be in the same file by looking at our log. By looking at this particular log, we will know, I don't know why Praveen, everybody is able to hear me now that Manasa and Priyanka, you can hear me. I don't know if others are not able to hear me. They are sending a message from their particular. Now I can hear you. Okay, everybody is able to hear now, I guess. Alright. So what I was telling was, if we get into this log, we will be able to see the log details. Actually, you will be getting a PDF here, and it will give a serial number, and it will have the message also. In that message, it will tell you what, under which row there was a issue. By looking at that, you can only modify that particular row. Say, if you go here, this row, maybe country is not proper. Say, country barring. Maybe this country spelling might be different or something went wrong. So, if at all the country itself is not proper, then the system will not be able to accept this particular row while uploading it.
Madhuri, they both not able to hear us.
Okay.
Praveen and Pradeep, can you please log in again?
Alright. Now it's fine, it seems, Priyanka.
Praveen, you are able to hear?
Okay, now, what I was telling was, we don't have to remove any columns, we don't have to remove any rows. We can upload the same file only by making the changes that we have gone through in that error list.
Okay, so you mean to say that in the LMS system itself, after we see the errors, from 0 itself we can do again, no need to go to Excel sheet?
No, see what, Priyanka, you will be going into your result and you will know you have uploaded 1112 records, out of which it will tell 1000 records were successful and 112 records were exceptions. Now you want to know 112 records, whatever were exceptions, what is the problem. Now you will go and click on view log. You will be able to know what is the problem in those few records. You will go back to your Excel sheet and you will know which column that is, which row it is. You will go and make your correction. Alright, so once you make your correction, your file, whatever is there, save this file, again copy back to Notepad. From the Notepad, upload it into SAP server and again run the job in LMS. That's how it is.
Entire order to same data we are again upload.
You are again uploading it. You are not going to remove, say, 1000 records were there. Out of 1000 records, here, all these records are uploaded. Here, one record is not uploaded. Again, from here it is uploaded. So you don't have to keep on removing everything. Your file can be the same. Only in this particular record, my description was something else, which was not matching the system. And my country description was something else. Okay. So you will know what is the error. You will go and make the changes in that particular row alone. And then, because this is a new file again, you will save the same file and you will copy this entire data, copy back, paste it back to your notepad, and that notepad upload it into your SFTP server and again run the job here. Once you upload it into your SFTP server, go back to your LMS system, and again what you do, it might be of say matter of 10 minutes, and you can just go and change the time and give 11:00, and you run the job. Again apply changes. Within a minute it will run the job and it will show successful. Then you can again go back and see your results. When you see your results, what will happen? Here you will be getting the time, right? You will get a time here. You will know which time, 10:30 you had run one job. Again 10:45 you are running another job. 10:30 when you see 1000 records you had uploaded, out of which 900 records were successful, 100 records are accepted. Again when you upload it here you will not get any exceptions. All your exceptions will be zero. Then you will know that all 1000 records are uploaded. Because with the help of this date and time, you will know when you have actually run that corrector.
So finally now we can only see these errors and this thing, right? They are actually, here we are uploading the file.
Sorry?
This is a backup process. But there actually the file is getting uploaded.
There the file is getting uploaded in the sense you are uploading that file in SFTP server and you are running the job in your LMS system, and it will run because it is a user connector and your user file is already uploaded in your SFTP server.
Okay, how I know is this is the job, that job which I have to run?
Because you are getting into your user connector only, huh? You are not running an item connector, you are running user connector only. This is your user file and this is your user connector. You are running user connector only. For item, you have an item Excel sheet and you will be running item connector file. Madhavi? Yeah, ma'am. Is there any chance like in SFTP file users 2 files will be there? Like now you are telling, right, we will place a file in SFTP and we will run this job in user connector. What happens? Yeah, what we are doing, first time we are uploading a file, user field, and it is saved. It is saved and it will be available for some time. The moment you run the job here, it will pull the data from this system. And this file will be removed from here. You will not find user data found out again. My question is like, if 2 files are there here itself, I am not running the job, 2 files are there in SFTP, and it will take the latest one, okay, it has time, it will take the latest one that I, okay, yeah, latest, now that,
can you do a S1?
That is the problem, I see first of all, this SFTP server, right? Because I had a client SFTP server which I worked for. I had the user ID password and I am able to show you the SFTP server details. For demo system, I do not have a SFTP server details.
This is
That's why in the beginning itself I had told whether I'll be able to take SFTP today or not. I was having a doubt. Now that I wanted to show you the SFTP detail, I logged into my client. I will check within my team or my manager if they have SFTP server for the instance that we are actually here. We are into our LMS system, right? So if we have a SFTP to this particular company ID only, then we will directly run a user connector.
Okay, correct me if I am wrong, Madhavi. First thing, we have from EC we have downloaded a text file.
Yeah.
That text file, we come to this SFTP server and we where do we upload here? Once we click here. Okay, this is what insert folder or what is this folder? How do we get to this one?
Means directly you are going and uploading it here. You are not selecting any folder.
Previously we had different folders like import, output and
Go home. This connector is there, right? Yeah. See, there are some folders, right? This particular folder, we are actually telling the system, LMS connector system, under configuration, we are telling user connector is under this folder. We are defining it there. We are only running the job here. We are not doing anything else. If you see here, we are directly navigating to user connector. We are just scheduling the job. From background, it will pick the data from SFTP server because in provisioning, we are going to give the SFTP URL, the link, the user ID password, under which folder it is. All that it is defined in the system. We are going to define it under system admin, scroll down, system configuration, scroll down, go to connector settings. If you see here, system admin, configuration, system configuration and connector. If you see your connectors is there, right? Select the edit button, you will get the XML file. This is your XML file. Got that, huh? Now this is your XML file. This XML file will have the data for all the connectors that you are able to see here. If you get into connectors, here we have all connectors, no? We have all connectors.
Normally the XML file will be in the partner portal. First we will download that file.
That's this one.
XML file.
Now, your screen is coming very slow. Your voice is coming first and your screen. So I was not able to see that part where you showed system configuration, right?
Yeah. I will navigate again. I was just showing how many connectors are there. When I go into XML file, it has different subject settings and all. So it contains all of these connectors details. Okay. So now what I am doing, I am navigating back to my system admin configuration. When you just scroll down, you have configuration, and again scroll down, go back to system configuration, and towards your main screen, you can see connectors here. Now, is it okay? Is it matching my voice and the screen? Okay. Now that I have entered connectors, if I select this little edit button, we will be able to get into one XML. a big XML which is related to connectors alone.
Okay.
So if you see, this is a very huge XML file. So before even we can make any sort of changes to this XML file, it is always just select anywhere in the box, Control A, copy this file, always as a best practice, copy this file, paste it in your notepad, save that aside and name it as original, because tomorrow if you make any changes, nothing should go wrong. So save that file, keep it aside, again copy this file and put it in another notepad and name it as modified or whatever you want to, or a different version. Then you can start making your changes to the system. Okay. So now here also we will be giving I will go in detail tomorrow when we start doing something in our demo system. I cannot upload any connector data into this SFTP server details because this SFTP link is different and my demo system link is different. Both are of two different companies, right? It will not be able to upload. It will throw error.
Madhu, but where are we differentiating in the XML? User connectors or item connectors, where are we differentiating?
We have to actually search that. If you see here, you can see indicates input file preference. We have to go line by line actually.
So, Madhu, one question again. So
now,
we do have SFTP server access and we have also the Cloud LMS. There we have taken user connectors since we have downloaded the employee data from employee and we have uploaded that from the local machine to the SFTP server. Okay. So from LMS you are trying to keep the background job for that and based on that the file is getting into the LMS system. This is very pretty much clear. But my understanding towards LMS and SFTP server was a bit confusing over there. Whereas the system is taking only the user data and that is a particular file of that.
Yeah, that is why I am getting into this particular screen, also the provisioning screen. We will tell you where exactly it is taking. First of all, when we see this XML, it has some data here, a common data. Okay, up to here. If you see, there is something called individual connector setting. So if you see individual connector setting, this entire setting itself says it is organization connector. So if you scroll down, this says user connector. Yeah. If you keep scrolling down, again, it says federal user connector. Similarly, scroll down and you will get item connector. All this is related to item connector. And if you scroll down, you will be getting into content connector. Content module related. So all this XML files, this is again scheduled offering connector. Why I was showing you this file is, when we go to this connector, whatever connectors is available here, say you have seen organization connector, you have seen scheduled offering connector, item connector, user connector, all these are available because even in configuration also it is available because it is available under connector. So whatever changes that we will be doing this and mentioning our SFTP credentials also under this connector. When I navigate that, we will see one small example. Here, if we actually have a client system, then I can show you where all. Is there anything called Notepad++? There is a file called Notepad++. Notepad++. This Notepad++. What I will do is, first of all,
navigate to your server, XML file, and you will see, save it into your notepad++ file. This was my notepad++.
Madhuri, when you go for the first time into the system configuration, that will be empty, right?
First one was just Oh, I don't have it. Okay. So what this Notepad++ does is, when we actually,
I think you can quickly download it.
I don't know, Yabito doesn't allow really have many restrictions. What this particular file does is,